Hello, welcome to the CIRS Healing Collective expert guest video series. I'm Jenny Johnson, the host and facilitator of the CIRS Healing Collective, which has been a resource for aspiring CIRS overcomers to share and connect from around the world since 2020. I'm a shoemaker proficiency partner and CIRS coach, and most importantly, an overcomer myself. What you're about to see is a 10-minute excerpt from a 90-minute group discussion that members of the CIRS Healing Collective got to have live with this expert guest. If you would like to see the full 90-minute replay, come on over to the CIRS Healing Collective. We have a robust video library from the past 5 or 6 years of so many expert guests. Better yet, you'll be able to join our future monthly live discussions with experts to come. We'd love to have you. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm so excited to introduce Heather to our group, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have Heather with us. She didn't want me to read a formal bio because she really wanted this to be just casual and informal, but I do want you all to know that this is a really special treat to have Heather with us. She's kind of famous in the functional medicine coaching world. She is, like myself, she's a national board certified health and wellness coach and a functional medicine certified coach. Oh, here comes Andrea. And she also, in addition to being a coach, she is really living it and just full on putting these messages out into the world in a variety of media. Really is becoming more and more well-known out there. And one of her biggest topics, as I understand it, Heather, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things that she enjoys speaking about the most is this topic of living lighter and the upside of decluttering and minimalism. And I just thought that was so cool because it really does piggyback so well with what we go through with CIRS. So Heather, welcome to our group. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that was okay as an introduction without a formal bio. But I would love for you to spend a few minutes maybe sharing a little bit more background about yourself that maybe I missed so that the group knows a little bit about you. And then maybe just a little bit about how you got into, this topic, this passion for minimalism and living light. Why don't you start there?
That sounds fantastic. And it's so interesting because I got into minimalism because I'm a maximalist naturally. and minimalism made my life so much lighter. And then I'm now experiencing my own journey with mold. And I am so grateful that I was open to the idea of minimalism. So I have a quick question. When you all hear the word minimalism, what comes to mind? When I first heard the word minimalism, I was totally personally turned off by it. So my mom has always been a shopper. She loves the hunt of finding something great, and she loves things. And so I was raised with that, and I was influenced by that. And I thought, well, you can't go on a vacation without buying something because then you didn't really go on the vacation, right? Whereas my sisters are natural minimalists, like my dad. And so it hit me that all of a sudden I was accepting all of my mom's things because I liked them, but all of a sudden my home became her second storage unit, really, in a sense. All of her art, all of her things, my sisters wouldn't take it. And I would, because I made it mean that I was a better daughter because, I'll take my mom's things. I'm the best daughter. Nobody else will. And when my husband brought up the idea of minimalism, I was totally turned off by it. And I'm like, well, things bring happiness. I really thought things brought happiness. And in the moment they do. We do know there's a chemical reaction that goes off when we buy something. When we hit that buy now button, ding, 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 we get happy. But does that happiness last? Most often it doesn't. So anyway, my husband brought up minimalism and I was turned off because I thought it meant deprivation, restriction, stark, like the monastery, like super stark, no flavor, no color. And I was turned off by it. And then I evolved. Thank goodness we can all evolve. No matter how old we are, we can be flexible and our thinking can expand. And I read a couple articles on minimalism and I realized that it is if we choose to make it, one of the most beautiful pathways toward intentionality. And that if you embrace this pathway toward intentionality, your life can become so much more meaningful and so much more full. So I spent 20 years in corporate. So I'll get a little bit more of my background. And I had wonderful, wonderful roles and responsibilities. I flew all over the world. I had wonderful challenges, but I was always feeling a little bit empty. And so many people would say to me, Heather, you should be so happy. You have a great title. You're always traveling. You have the best cube in the row, right? That was supposed to make me happy. The best cube in the row. And actually, when I first got that cube, it did make me happy. I did have a dopamine go, like I really did get happy. The best cube meant I actually got some sunlight. But even with the best cube, the title, the income, all of that, I was the breadwinner. I was feeling empty inside. And so this idea of minimalism, this idea of being intentional, this idea of focusing on the things that matter most really started to become more and more attractive to me. I left corporate. I faced my fears, right? I knew I wanted to do something totally different. I went from a very comfortable salary to $0. And I will tell you at first, I struggled. So I forgot that I wasn't making any money. How do we do this, right? How do we forget? But before, the money just always kind of went into the bank and it was always there. I left that corporate job and I dove into health coaching. I dove into learning about the body. Wasn't quite sure how it was going to manifest or what I wanted. But I went through our savings, not my husband, not my kids. I went through the savings. Now, at the same time, I was getting more and more interested in minimalism. And I realized, holy moly, if I keep spending like this, like there's going to be nothing left. And so I realized, do I need to be buying all these things? Are these things really, truly bringing me happiness? And they weren't. So I have definitely evolved. I decided to go a whole year without buying anything, without buying a piece of clothing. And what's so funny is when you choose not to buy clothing, all of a sudden people start giving you clothing. People want to support, they want to love. At this point, I can't accept clothing because of my mold issues. But it's one of those things where it was a challenge of, are the new clothes making me happy? No, they're not making me happy. Is this good for our planet? Not really. Do I need these things? And so I was able to flip my thinking on what really was bringing me happiness. What brings me happiness now is really using my things, the things that I have, wearing those things out. And if they're not serving me, letting go of them. Letting go. The way you live light, the only way you can live light is to decide to intentionally let go. So is there something in your life right now that you can let go of? You know it's there. It's been something you haven't really wanted to address. But is there something you can let go of intentionally? What is something you've been holding on to that you know is heavy? Maybe it's mentally heavy, emotionally heavy, physically heavy. What is something that you're holding on to? A thought, a belief that you know if you would release and let go of, your life would just be lighter.
I love this question because I think so many of us have had to get rid of things that the idea of choosing to get rid of something almost feels foreign, yet also empowering, that there might be something that we have a choice about. And when you invite in the mental and the emotional aspect, that's really interesting because we've all gotten rid of so many physical things, but what might we be carrying around mentally or emotionally that, you know, we could consider toxic or just not serving us, or that we need to put down intentionally. Woo.
This idea of being a victim, it's so we have all felt like we're a victim at one point. It's part of being human. It's natural, and it's part of society, and it's how we raise people. And I mean, that is woven into society. But I love the question, how can I be the hero of my own story? Right? Because then it's like, oh yeah, all these circumstances are happening and gosh, do they stink? But I have the choice of how I want to think about it. So right now, I live in Colorado, and I am in Michigan right now, though, because my house is basically being gutted because of the mold. Now, did I want to go through this? No, but I knew that I had a choice about how I was going to react to it. So when I was letting people know, everybody's, oh, that stinks. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And that's wonderful, all the compassion people felt. But I didn't want to stay stuck in that, because guess what? I can't change it. It is what it is. We have mold and it's been making me sick. If you notice, I keep going on mute because I cough a lot. And so that's part of the mold. And so, but here's the thing. My house is being gutted. I don't know if we'll be able to live there afterwards. I mean, really, it's kind of you never know. You never know what's going to happen. And so I'm not going to have any expectations that I can, but I'm also going to say, how can I be the hero? And the hero is definitely for me showing up of, I'm not going to let this weigh me down. It's not something I can change. I can't go back in time before the mold appeared. And so because I can't go back, all I'm going to do is look at where I am right now. And the present, as you guys all know, this is all we have, right? So I don't care what's going to happen in the future. All I care about is right now. But when I come to a kind of like, when I come to a decision in the road, you can go right, you can go left in the present, I always ask myself, and you might want to write this down or just etch it into your brain, because this is something that has really, really helped me throughout life. Well, throughout the last couple of years that I've figured it out. Does this thing, this choice, this decision, this thought, does it make me feel light or heavy? Does feeling sorry for myself, does that make me feel light or heavy? Because I have spent time feeling sorry for myself in my past, right? I felt sorry I was in a job for 20 years that I didn't love. I have felt sorry for myself. I know what it's like, but we all have that choice. So does this thing make me feel light or heavy? When I was going through and getting rid of all my clothes, so instead of the winter holiday, we were going to go down to Arizona and do some camping and mountain biking. And instead, that did not happen. We stayed home and we went through our entire house. Now I have a 1,300 square foot house, so it's not a big house, but we've been there for 15 years and I have 2 boys. They're 9 and 10. We went through an entire house in about a whole week. So I did not give myself the luxury of time, because the luxury of time leads to indecision. It leads to complication. It leads to depression. It leads to heaviness. So when I went through my closet, I gave myself 1 hour. That's it. For all my clothes, my coats, my purses, my shoes, my underwear, everything. 1 hour. And this was not the first time I had decluttered. So I will tell you, since I've been embracing minimalism, and I'm an aspiring minimalist, that's what I call myself, because again, it doesn't come naturally, but I really like the benefits of minimalism. They've made my life so much lighter. So I've done spotlight challenges before and gone through my clothes, gotten rid of things, and life has been lighter. But this time it's a little different in the sense that, all right, like we're going to take out any drama. We're going to take out any meaning. So often we put meaning into these material possessions. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I put meaning into, if I take my mom's things, her art, all her things that she wants to give to me, I make it mean I'm a better daughter. So we put meaning into these objects that are, what's the word? Inanimate is, sometimes I forget my words. Part of mold as well. But these things that aren't living and breathing, we put meaning into them, right? And so I went through my closet just a few weeks ago, this last time. And there was this, it's so pretty, this rose-colored shawl. You all, it was beautiful. And I bought it like 20 years ago. I bought it before I moved to Colorado. And I moved to Colorado 15 years ago. So I know I've had it for a while. I have never worn it. I bought this thing, so beautiful, expensive, never wore it, brought it out to Colorado. And every other time I've done the spotlight decluttering, I kept it. All of those things went into a very small storage shed on our property. Our house is empty right now. Excuse me. I didn't go mute because I want you all to hear the wheezing and the coughing. Like that's part of the whole mold experience for me. Anyway, all of that is now in a shed. And I have a feeling once I get back to Colorado, my husband said I'm not allowed to come back until I'm no longer sick. That's funny because we know sickness can like be a journey in itself, right? And like, you want to see me before I'm like, anyway, I can go on tangents, so I won't go there. But I'm sure we will release even more things, because in this journey, thank goodness I have realized that these things aren't what make my life meaningful. What makes my life meaningful are the conversations that I get to have with others, are the new ideas I come across. Those are the things that make life meaningful, none of the stuff. And so if I have to wear the same shirt for the next 3 weeks in a row, it doesn't make my life any worse.